Hello everyone, it's Spurs Radio 96 here, and welcome to the start of a brand new series to the channel. I'm very excited to announce that I will be doing a FIFA 18 Zenit St Petersburg career mode. Now you may be wondering why, and there are two reasons why. Three reasons actually. The first reason is because at the moment there is the World Cup going on in Russia, and the hosts themselves got off to the perfect start on Thursday when they beat Saudi Arabia 5-0. I certainly wasn't expecting that result and performance by the team, as I'm sure their fans and most people around the world, as Russia had a horrible run coming into the tournament, but they've got off to the perfect start. And also secondly, because FIFA 18 for the time being will be the last FIFA title, as I said, for now, that will have the official Russian Premier League licensing and the Russian Cup licensing and all the teams licensed, and all the kits and the logos and all that, because FIFA's main rival PES has managed to exclusively snap up the license of the Russian Premier League, and I'm sure that will be quite a while before we will see the official license of the Russian Football League return to FIFA. And my third reason is because it's something new. It's really exciting that it's something new and a fresh new league. Teams I don't know, players I don't know. Or the scheduling as well to the calendar of the league and cup is different as well. So the league actually takes place at the end of July, and then has a 2 to 3 month break, I think, beginning in December and then ending in March, before then going on until it finishes in normal time May. Also, there is only 16 clubs in the league, so there's 30 games in total of the season, rather than the usual 38 domestic game season. And of course, the team which you just saw briefly there, I picked was Zenit St Petersburg. Of course, had some high-profile managers like Andrei Villas-Boas, of course, managed Tottenham and Chelsea in the Premier League. They've recently had Roberto Mancini, who of course managed Manchester City, won the Premier League with them. It's going to be just really, really exciting. So youth development there for short. Let's look at the objectives for youth term. You saw it there. For the short term, for the brand exposure, assign one crucial first player assigned to the forward position. We don't need to worry about that when you look at the squad. Gained £22 million earnings from shirt sales. That could be fine. Financial, within 3 seasons, increased the club's worth by 30%. That can do it by itself. Domestic success. This is the main thing. We need to win the Russian Premier League, and of course Zenit St Petersburg haven't got that well. They finished 5th in real life, and I think 4th or 3rd in 16-17, so yeah, needed to do better. And the cup, the objective, the Rossiyski Kubok, is to win, or the Russian Cup, basically you've got to win it. And I put the team in the Europa League as it is in real life, and the objective for the Europa League is to reach the semi-finals. So that is going to be it's just going to be a great challenge. I'm really looking forward to it. Every time I speak about it, it just puts a smile on my face. So let's look at the table for some of you that don't know. There are some teams I do know, some teams that stand out. I will go down alphabetically. Anthony Macalella I know because they play in the Europa League against Tottenham. Arsenal Tula is a funny one because because of Arsenal. CSK Moscow, obviously they're a big club in Russia. They're in Champions League a lot. Lokomotiv Moscow and Rubik Kazan have been in the Europa League. Spartak Moscow, obviously the reigning champions. And of course the Rossiyski Kubok, of course, only has a round of 16 to the final, because it only starts in the round of 16, because obviously there were only 16 clubs in the game. I did a pre-season cup and we got to the semi-finals where we lost 3-1 against Leicester City in an English pre-season cup. As you can see, there's the Champions League. I've managed to try and put every team as close as possible and make every group as close as possible. In Group L we have Real Sociedad of Spain, Rosenborg BK and SCR Altac, I think is what they're called. I don't know where Rosenborg, BK and Altac are, but they are very good. And there's the squad. A very, very strong squad. So let's go on to it. We start off with the main striker, Alexandra Kokorin, or Kokorin, whatever you want to call him. 26-year-old Russian international. We got Druzy, of course, who came from River Plate in the summer for £13.5 million. Of course, River Plate from Argentina. There's quite a lot of Argentine players. We were trying to find the next Messi. Left winger here, or left midfielder, Shatov actually was on loan, I think, at I think it was, I forget who it was, but either way, he's a good player, and I brought him back on loan because we need him definitely. Then we've got Rigoni, who came from Independe for £18.5 million. He looks like a really good young prospect, actually, and 79 rated. He looks absolutely insane. Then we've got midfield. We go into the midfield. We've got Paredes, who came from Roma of Serie A for £23.5 million. And we look at Kuzev, who came from Akhmat Gronzi of the Russian League for £13.5 million. Alex Witsel, I brought him back to Zenit St Petersburg as he was on the free agents list. In real life, I think he plays in the Chinese Super League, I think. But yeah, I brought him back from the free agents. He was free of charge, so why not have him? And he's 82 rated and a very decent player in the midfield indeed. With the left back, we've got Crescito, I think his name, 30-year-old Italian left back, the captain, of course. He has 1 year left on his contract. I'm not sure if renewing it or not. Maybe I can leave it up to you to decide. Maybe we should get rid of him or keep him. And if we do get rid of him, who should be his replacement? I might do a little poll there, see what you think. And yeah, but he is a reliable pair of hands at 81 overall, not bad at all, particularly in the Russian league, because there are some teams that don't have us nowhere near as much quality as we have. We come on to the centre-back position. We managed to buy, Daniele Rugani, 22-year-old Italian centre-back from Juventus for £28 million. Of course, there was a centre-back, Branislav Ivanovic, of course, who has been at Chelsea and won the Europa League, but he's 33, he's getting on a bit, his stats are likely to go down, so why not buy a young, upcoming star centre-back for Zenit St Petersburg, and I thought Rugani was the best possible fit. And some of his stats are insane. Just 22 years old for a centre-back is unbelievable. Now, the right-back position was interesting because the usual one, I think, is Smolok or Smolov or Smolikiv or Smolikov, I don't know what his name is. I actually rejected anyone to, I blocked transfer bids for him, but Leicester City actually accepted his release clause, which was £15.7 million, and he actually ended up joining them, Leicester City. So I sadly had to go and buy a right back, and luckily I brought a decent replacement, Elsad Hassaj from Napoli of Serie A for £23 million. Not who I wanted, but I didn't really want to buy a right back, but I had no choice if Molokiv left for Leicester City. And as our goalkeeper, Lunev, 83 overall rating, not bad for the Russian main goalkeeper. The striking position of this, we come on to the secondary team. The striking position, I don't know much about them, but yeah. I don't really want them in the team, but then again, I can't really get rid of them or send them out on loan, because when I went onto the transfers, when I went to the squad hub and asked if I could wanted to put them on the transfer list or the loan list, it didn't actually come up with either of those options, so I had to just leave it. Then we come on to Poloz, a 26-year-old Russian left winger. He came from Rostov for £10 million. And of course, quite a few players from Rostov as they went on that lovely run in the Europa League where they faced against Manchester United and pushed them quite hard. And we've got a young, upcoming right winger, Plitnev, 19-year-old Russian. He should be pretty good. Then we come onto the midfield. Leading the midfield is Crane Vita, 24-year-old, another Argentine, 24 years old. He came from Atletico Madrid of La Liga for £12.5 million. Then we come on to the captain of the side will be Alexander Ekrin also from FC Rostov for £9.5 million. Then we've got another centre back. We come on to the next one is Ozdev. He came from Rubik Kazan for £2.9 million. He was brought actually in the January transfer window in real life. Left back we've got Nabelin. He also came from Rubik Kazan in the January transfer window, and I looked online. Apparently, it was £4 million of the deal roughly. So yeah. Just got to trust that internet. Then we come on to the centre back, and we've got another Argentine, I think, Emil Mamana, I think his name is how you say his name. He came from Olympique Lyonnais of the French League for £17.5 million. And then the final one, player brought for Zenit was Melvja, I think is how you say it, Mihai Melja, from FC Rostov for £17 million. We got Lojgin, the goalkeeper there, reliable goalkeeper, 76 rated for the secondary team. So I've got 2 good keepers and a very, very talented squad for first and secondary team. We've got some youngsters as well, some up-and-coming young players actually, rather surprised me. We've got Kapelenko, central defensive midfielder. His age, I think, was 17. We've got a centre-back of Kakeov, 17-year-old centre-back. He can play in different positions as well. We've got Goylo, 18-year-old Russian goalkeeper, 53 rated. Some good talent by the looks of it. And we've got Skrobatov, 17-year-old centre-back, Russian centre-back. So some good young players. I hope I can sell them. That would be nice. Or not sell them, but put them on loan, to get some good experience in the Russian league or in other leagues around Europe, and gain experience and hopefully increase their stats. So yeah, that concludes the first episode of the Zenit St Petersburg career mode. I hope you're looking forward to the series as much as I am. I think I will become the first British YouTuber actually to do a Zenit St Petersburg career mode. So that'll be interesting. Well, with commentary, of course. So yeah, the next episode will be away for our first game of the season against SKA Khabarovsky. See you next time for the second episode.